Hey guys, gwyned here, back for game 3. This was a match I played. I'm using the deck list I've entitled A Zombie's Rule. I won game 1, my opponent won game 2, and here we go for game 3. So let's take a look at my opener here. I did decide to play first. Again, don't have an island, but the Shimmering Grotto will help make up for that. So this is a keep. And my opponent keeps as well. And we're off. Little turn 2 Perilous Mirror, always nice. And draw into Think Twice, which once I have the Shimmering Grotto out, I'll be able to use next turn, but for now I'll go ahead and get the Perilous Mirror out. And at the end of turn there, my opponent goes ahead and uses Geist Flame to get rid of it. Probably smart on his part, considering how much use I can get out of it. And I'll just go ahead, obviously, and ping him for 2. And back on his turn, he has a Blood Crazed Neonate. Alright, so an island here would be wonderful, but I don't draw into it. So here, have a couple options. Could go ahead and Grasp to keep my life total high. Could play the Shimmering Grotto and enable Think Twice. Probably Think Twice is the better play, but I can see going ahead and Grasp, considering how aggressive my opponent's deck is. So that is in fact what I did that time. Go ahead and take it out. And then the following turn I'll be able to use Armored Scob if I need the defense. And he does in fact have a second one. Oh, and misses a land drop, which is always nice for me. And draw into a Doomblade as well here, but obviously I don't want to waste the Doomblade on it. Instead, I will just go ahead and cast the Scob. And let's see what I managed to dump into my graveyard. Unfortunately, get rid of my 1 copy of Revoke. I do splash Revoke Existence in this deck, mostly to help deal with Hexproof, but it's good in lots of different matchups considering how many artifacts there are. It's also particularly good against Perilous Mirror since I get rid of it without having to take the 2 damage. Otherwise, didn't lose much. Looks like a couple land and a Forbidden Alchemy. And so now, unless he's got a burn spell, he pretty much just has to attack into it, which is great. If he wants to 2-for-1 himself, get rid of the Scob, obviously I am fine with that. And let's see if he has a follow-up play. His follow-up is a Brimstone Volley. Alright, takes advantage of the fact that I killed this creature to go ahead and deal 5 damage to me. Very well played, and draw into a second Doomblade. Again, could have used some land. Go ahead and attack with the Scob. And then I'll just hold out here, can either use Doomblade or Forbidden Alchemy or Think Twice. No, I'm sorry, looks like I'm going to go ahead and just cast Think Twice now. No, excuse me, I'm going to cast Forbidden Alchemy now. Okay, that makes sense. I might have waited just to see what else would happen. I guess, did I play a land? I'm trying to remember. I think I did not. I did not play lands. Okay, so that's the right play then. The reason I wanted to do that before I pass the turn is if I find a land, I can go ahead and play it, should that in fact be what I decide to keep. I do find the island, which is great, but in this particular matchup, considering how aggressive he is, I actually think the Life Staff is going to be more valuable. At least that was my thought initially. Obviously, the Rager or another Scob would be fine, although I don't really want a second Scob, actually. Would happily bend that. Rager would be fine, gives me another draw step, but the ability to keep Life Staff equipped and gain some extra life is, I think, going to be important in this matchup, and so that is what I kept. It's sad to see an island go, but at least with the Grottos, I'm not totally set back on mana. And my opponent does find an island of his own, casts Ponder, and chooses not to shuffle. Not a good sign. Let's see what else he's got. Finds the Curse, so he'll get that going, but as long as it's just one of them, considering he doesn't have any other board, I'm not too worried about that. And I draw into an Altar's Reap, which will be a nice thing to kind of hold in hand here. Here I'm going to go ahead and play and equip the Life Staff. I hope he doesn't have, well, obviously he can't have a single spell that would kill it, not for 1 mana. And just attack in for 2 here, and then I can hold up Doomblade, or no, just Doomblade, can't do Think Twice. Altar's Reap, if he decides to go ahead and get rid of the Scob, but that would be surprising. He would have to use 2 burn spells to do it, unless he's got, yeah, Brimstone Volley would do it, but something would have to die first. Yeah, there's not a lot of good ways. That is the nice thing about the Scob, is because of the 4 toughness, he's really tough to get rid of. At least with burn. And my opponent here has some issues tapping his mana, but finally gets the 2 islands that he wants out of his Shimmering Grotto, exiles the Neonate, and finds himself a Stitch Drake. And then here, obviously, I am not even worried about that in the least. Go ahead and Doomblade it. Sloppy on my part. Should have waited till his end step, but obviously he was tapped out, so it didn't really matter. Get pinged by the curse. And I draw into another swamp. Well, the Shimmering Grottos are earning their keep here. I'll just go ahead and continue to swing in. And, we're keeping the race tight here. I don't really... Well, I might as well go ahead and play the Think Twice, although I could save it. He hasn't seen any counterspells out of me, so at this point repping them probably isn't worth it. So I'll go ahead and play the Think Twice here. And draw into yet another Shimmering Grotto. Well, at least I'm going to be able to make all the blue mana I need. Alright, opponent has another land, and looks like he's making a second Stitch Drake. Fortunately for me, I can just go ahead and Doomblade this one as well. And back on my turn, let's see what else I can draw. Grasp, alright, so it looks like at this point I may just try to ride this Scob all the way to victory. That would be strange and unusual, but unless he's got some draw spells, that might actually work. So he finds Ponder again. Let's see what he's able to do with it. He did choose to shuffle, so that's usually a good sign. Has a land drop. A little flooded. And back on my turn, find yet another Life Staff. All right, well, that will increase my clock a little bit anyway. So I'll go ahead and equip that up. And swing in for 3. Nice little benefit there. If I got in trouble, I could actually just Altar's Reap my own Scob, and at that point I would gain 6 life. So if he's got a whole lot of burn spells, I should still be immune to that. Finds a Think Twice, and if he tapped his mana a little bit differently, he could have done both of them in the same turn. That was kind of a mistake on his part. I would have just cast it and then immediately flashed it back. But it looks like he doesn't have a play here anyway, or is holding on to burn. Could be a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and recast the Think Twice. And draw onto an island finally. Yay! Alright, so I'll get pinged. And find a Perilous Mirror. That's awesome. Again, great combination between my Altar's Reap and my Perilous Mirror. Pretty sweet. Play out the Perilous Mirror. Swing in for 3. And even if he's got a drop here, I'm going to be able to block it into turn. Goes ahead and flashes back his Think Twice. And has no other play. Has yet another land. Yeah, he's probably a little bit flooded. That's the only thing I can guess. So I'll get pinged here. So I've got 4 damage on the board. I could actually right here just go ahead and cast Altar's Reap and finish him off. But I'm going to hold on to it in case he's got... I don't know, just and may wait and see if he makes a move before I do that. There's really no reason to tip my hand here. I'll just go ahead and ping him down to 1 and play my land and just kind of hold off here, see what he does. Could also cast Forbidden Alchemy out of my graveyard if I need to. Could do a lot of different things. Alright, so it looks like he is going to go ahead and cast Incinerate. So based on that, I'm at 9. He could have 2 other burn spells in his hand and finish me off. So given that, I'm going to go ahead and cast Altar's Reap right now and go ahead and get the win that way. So deal 2 damage to my opponent, and that will end the game, unless he's got... No, I don't even think Negate would do it. I don't think there's any way that I can lose here. Yep, so finishes him off, and so that's how the match went. I hope you enjoyed watching. This has been Standard Pauper Deck-Tech with gwyned. It's been a pleasure. See you next time. Also, let me remind you that if you want to keep up with my videos and articles, you can follow me on Twitter at gwyned42. That's GWYNED and the number 42. I also regularly publish articles over at puremtgo.com. You can search for me by the username gwyned over on that site, or click on the link below to get the most recent list of all my articles covering Standard Pauper. Finally, if you enjoyed watching these videos, please remember to subscribe to my channel and post any feedback or comments. Thanks for watching.